What is up, everybody? Icy Mike here, and today we are going to be talking about Civilization 6. It is going to be released October 21st, and in this series, I'm going to break down each civilization that is in the game. This is part 1 of part 2 because I really wanted to get down and dirty to each civilization so you know what you can expect. In this episode, or in this part, we're going to talk about 8 civilizations. We're going to be talking about America, England, Japan, France, and then we're also going to talk about Brazil, China, the Aztecs, which you get from pre-ordering, and Egypt. So let's go ahead and get started. Our first civilization will be America. And America is led by the leader Teddy Roosevelt. He comes with the ability called Founding Fathers, and this is going to earn all government legacy bonuses in half the usual time. Now also with America, or with Teddy Roosevelt, he's going to have the agenda called Big Stick. Now what agendas are basically like how he's going to view other civilizations and proceed through, the test of time. So Big Stick means that Ted's going to act aggressively towards any civilization who starts a war or bullies city-states on his own continent. So basically, he doesn't like people putting their nose in things that it shouldn't belong in. Now, the unique unit of America is the P-51 Mustang. Now, this is going to require the advanced flight technology, but it will replace the standard fighter in-game, and it's going to have better attack against fighters than the normal one, as well as a further range, and it's also going to earn XP faster. So it's definitely a much better option when it comes to the fighters. Now, the leader bonus for Teddy Roosevelt is also going to give us a unique unit called the Rough Riders. Now, this leader bonus is called the Roosevelt Corollary, and this basically gives us a +5 combat strength bonus to units that are on their home continent. It is going to give +1 appeal to all tiles in a city that have a national park. Now, the Rough Riders, you're going to gain this unique unit when you research the rifling technology, and they're basically a cav unit that is going to be effective in hills, and they're going to gain culture from kills that they have on their home continent. Also, they have a low maintenance cost, which is very useful. Now, next is the unique building for America, and this is the film studio. And basically what this does is just simply, it's going to boost tourism during the modern era. Now, so if we just take an overall look at America, they're going to be a strong cultural civilization in the late game. So if you focus on tourism, that's going to be your focal point for winning a cultural victory with America. So let's talk about England. Of course, England's leader is Queen Victoria. And she has the ability to build British museums, also a leader bonus of Pax Britannica, and then her agenda is Sun Never Sets. Now this agenda basically means that she wants to settle on every continent possible, and she's going to dislike other civs on other continents. So if you're on a continent that she's not very happy with you. Now the ability, which is the British Museum, is pretty important for England because it's going to earn the ability for that museum to hold 6 artifacts instead of 3, which is the normal amount. Also, the British Museum can support 2 archaeologists at once instead of 1. Now, also England, their unique unit is called the Sea Dog, and this is most likely a replacement for the Privateer Naval Unit from Civilization 5, or even from Civilization 6. But the cool thing about the Sea Dog is that it's going to have the ability to capture enemy ships, which is pretty awesome. Now, the leader bonus of Victoria is called Pax Britannica, and this unlocks the unit Redcoats. And basically what this means is when you settle on a continent, other than your home continent, you're going to receive a free melee unit. So you're going to gain the Redcoat unit when you research military science technology. And this is going to replace the Musketmen normal unit, which means you get a bonus for fighting on foreign continents, and you can also disembark without using a movement point, which is pretty awesome. Lastly, the unique building for England is the Royal Navy Dockyard. And this provides multiple benefits. Firstly, it's going to provide a bonus movement for all naval units that were built in that specific dockyard. Also, it's going to give you bonus gold for dockyards on other continents, tying into the, she wants to settle on every continent kind of deal. And it's also going to provide great admiral points. In addition, as a unique district, the dockyard is going to be half the production cost of a normal harbor district. So other civilizations are going to have to spend 50% more than you would for a harbor, because yours is a Royal Navy dockyard. So overall, England is going to be good for aggressiveness and expansion due to the fact that Victoria wants to settle on every continent. But the cool part about England is they're also going to be capable and flexible to go for a cultural victory due to these museums and archaeologists. So you're going to be very flexible as England. The next civilization that we should talk about is Japan. Now, Japan's leader is Hojo Tokimun. He comes with the ability of Meiji Restoration, the leader bonus called Divine Wind, and his agenda is the Bushido. Now, his agenda, Bushido, means that he likes civilizations that have a strong military, but only if, on top of having a strong military, that they're also strong in either faith or culture. So you got to have both of those, faith or culture along with strong military. Now, his ability, Meiji Restoration, means that all districts receive an additional standard adjacency bonus for being adjacent to another district. So basically, if you build a district next to a district, they're going to be benefited with a bonus. So basically, Japan's going to be in a complex, in a compact area with all these districts next to each other, but that means you get more bonuses that way. The unique unit for Japan is, of course, the samurai, no surprise there, and this is going to require the military tactics. Now, the benefit to samurais is they fight as if they were full strength until they're completely destroyed. So it doesn't matter how much HP they have, they're still going to fight at maximum strength until they die. It's the power of the samurai. Now also, Hojo's leader bonus is called Divine Wind. And what this means is that land units receive a +5 combat strength when they are in land tiles adjacent to the coast. Vice versa, naval units receive a +5 combat strength in shallow waters. Also, this gives the ability for them to build encampments, holy sites, and theater square districts in half the time. But let's go back to the land units and the naval units. This means that Japan is going to be very good at taking over coastal areas and islands, unlike other civilizations, due to these benefits that they get in strengths, in combat strengths. Now, lastly, the unique building for Japan is the electronics factory. And this is going to require the industrialization tech. And this replaces the normal factory, but provides bonus culture to cities that are within 6 tiles of that factory. So if you have a city within 6 tiles of that electronics factory, they're going to get a bonus to culture. So overall, Japan, their power comes from building densely settled cities that get benefits from all those adjacent districts. They also have strong coastal defenses, making settling islands easier to them compared to other civilizations. Also, the samurai is going to provide mid-game ability to conquest. So Japan's also going to be pretty flexible, but they don't need to go for massive expansion. Okay, so now let's talk about France. France's leader is Catherine de Medici, and she comes with the ability of Grand Tour, the leader bonus of Catherine's Flying Squadron, and she has an agenda called the Black Queen. So her agenda means that she's going to gain as many spies and as much diplomatic access as possible. She also is not going to like other civilizations who ignore these espionage activities. So France is basically the sneaky peeky nation, or the sneaky peeky civilization, because they're all about spies and espionage. Now, her ability Grand Tour gives a +20% production toward medieval, Renaissance, and industrial era wonders. Also, tourism from wonders of any era is doubled. So basically, France is going to be very, very useful for culture victories. Their unique unit is called the Garde Imperiale, and this replaces the musketmen, and they receive a combat bonus of +1 for fighting on the home continent, but they also generate great general points from kills. Now, France's unique building is the Chateau, and this yields culture. So this must be built near a river, but it gains bonuses from adjacency to wonder. So if you build it next to a river, which you have to, and then you also build it next to a wonder, you get adjacency bonuses for doing that. And it's usually, I think it's earns bonus gold. Oh no, it could be culture. Yeah, earns bonus culture. But then it also earns bonus gold when adjacent to luxury resources. So if you can pinpoint that chateau next to a luxury resource, next to a wonder, and of course next to a river because you have to, you're really going to get all the max bonuses for it. Now lastly, the leader bonus of Catherine is Catherine's Flying Squadron. And this ties back into the spies and espionage, because this Catherine's Flying Squadron bonus means that she has one level of diplomatic visibility greater than normal with every civilization she's met. So whatever the normal is for everybody she's met, she's going to be +1. So she's always going to be better. And she's also going to receive the capacity to build an extra spy with the castle's technology. So she's also going to get additional spy. So overall, France is a great mid to late game civilization due to the industry. But they can also progress through the civic tree quickly, as well as they are also a good cultural victory option. So not so much military, but for civic and cultural victories, a perfect fit. Now the next civilization we've got on our list is Brazil. And the leader of Brazil is Pedro II. Now he comes with the agenda called Patron of the Arts, an ability called Amazon, and a leader bonus called Magnanimous. Now the agenda we don't really know much about. There's not much that has been released about it. We just know it exists, and hopefully more information will be given to us. But as of now, I don't have much on it. So we don't know kind of where he's going to lie on his agenda. Now the unique building of Brazil is the Street Carnival. And this is purely dedicated to keeping your people happy by increasing their amenities. It replaces the standard entertainment district, and as a unique district, just like the Royal Navy Dockyard, the Street Carnival is half the production cost of the normal entertainment district. Now the unique unit of Brazil is the Minas Gerais. I think I said that right, maybe not, who knows, but it requires nationalism, and it's going to replace the standard battleship. And it has improved defense and range attack from the standard battleship. Now, Pedro II's ability is called Amazon, and this means that rainforest tiles are going to provide +1 adjacency bonus for commercial hubs, holy sites, and theater square districts. Also, these rainforest tiles are going to provide +1 housing for neighborhoods built adjacent to them. So basically, if you can make use of the rainforest next to you and really build next to them, they give you a lot of bonuses. Lastly, the leader bonus, called Magnanimous for Pedro II, means that after recruiting or patronizing a great person, 20% of that great person point cost is going to be refunded to you. So basically, you're getting a 20% discount on the great person points. So overall, if you plan well with Brazil, considering the rainforest, that's going to be your key to victory. And if it's done correctly, you can create a steady production of great people, which is key to any victory. Brazil, I would consider a flexible civilization. Okay, let's move down our list. Next is China. Now, the leader of China is Qin Shi Huang, and he has the ability Dynastic Cycle, a leader bonus called the First Emperor, and the agenda of Wall of 10,000 Li. Now, his agenda, Wall of 10,000 Li, means that he's going to dislike anyone who builds more wonders than him. So just make sure that if you want to keep people happy around you, other civilizations, that you have more wonders than them. His ability, Dynastic Cycle, means that Eurekas, which is new to Civilization 6, and Inspirations are going to provide 60% of the civics and technologies instead of 50%. So simply, it's going to mean that you get a 10% discount when it comes to civics and technologies. Or a 10% bonus, really. Now, the leader bonus of Qin Shi Huang is the First Emperor, which means when building ancient and classical wonders, you may spend builder charges to complete 15% of the original wonder cost. Also, every builder will receive an additional charge than the normal. So basically you can build wonders a lot cheaper and a lot faster than anyone else, which kind of goes with his agenda, which he wants more wonders than everybody. His unique unit for China is the Crouching Tiger Cannon. That sounds like a yoga pose. But anyways, high power with short range is the unique unit's ability. And it does not require any specific resource to produce. So just like China, you can mass produce troops. It's a unique unit. Awesome stuff. The unique building for China is called the Great Wall. I wonder what that is, guys. I have no idea. Just joking. But seriously, the Great Wall is going to provide +1 gold for each tile. And it is not, and with that said, it's not a wonder anymore like in Civ 5. In Civ 6, it's an actual unique tile improvement. So it's going to be built tile by tile with your builders on your border. It's going to provide good defense and gold in the early game, and it's going to provide culture and tourism in the later game. China is wonder focused in the early game, and is very defensive with that Great Wall in that same early game. The next civilization we have is the Aztecs. The Aztecs' leader is Montezuma I. He comes with the leadership bonus of Gifts for the Tataloni, the special ability of Legend of the Five Sons, the agenda, the Tataloni as well. So let's break it down. The leader bonus is Gifts for the Tataloni, which means luxury resources in his territory provide an amenity to 2 extra cities. And military units also receive +1 combat strength for each different luxury resource that is improved in the Aztec lands. Now, Montezuma's agenda, the Tataloni, means that he likes civilizations who have the same luxury resources that he does, and he's going to try to collect every luxury resource available. But he's also going to dislike civilizations who have luxury resources that he is yet to have or collect. So he's basically going to be pretty jelly, bro. Now, the unique building for the Aztecs is the Tatalachi, and this gives amenities, faith, and great general points, and it's speculated to replace the arena, but it's not confirmed. Also, the unique unit for Aztec is the Eagle Warrior. It replaces the basic warrior and can convert defeated enemies into builders, which is awesome. Now keep in mind that you're not going to be able to use that conversion ability against barbarians, it's only against other civilizations. And finally, we have the special ability, which is the Legend of the Five Sons, and this means you can spend builder charges to complete 20% of the original district cost. So you just get a 20% discount on that district cost. In general, Aztec is a strong conquest civilization. With the Eagle Warrior, that gives them a very strong early game combat edge, and they have the ability to expand quickly by grabbing luxury resources, which offsets the expansion cost due to these abilities. And finally, last on our list for today is the Egyptians, or Egypt. And they are led by Cleopatra, and she has the special ability Itaru, and the agenda Queen of the Nile. Now her agenda, Queen of the Nile, means that she's going to respect someone with a strong military, but she's going to despise anyone that is without a strong military. So it's all or nothing for her. Now the special ability is the Itaru, which means districts and wonders are going to be built 15% faster if they're built adjacent to a river. And floodplains do not block placement of these districts and wonders. So unlike other civilizations where you can't build next to floodplains, Egypt gets a bonus to all that. If you build next to a river, you get to build it 50% faster, and the floodplains aren't going to block it. Now, the leader bonus of Cleopatra is the Mediterranean's Bride, and this basically makes Egypt the trade central hub. Mediterranean's Bride means your trade routes to other civilizations are going to provide +4 gold for Egypt. Other civilizations' trade routes to Egypt provide +2 for them and +2 gold for Egypt. So very beneficial for Egypt. You get a lot of gold from trading. Egypt's unique unit is the Marianu Chariot Archer, and this requires the Will Tech and is going to replace the Heavy Chariot unit. You're going to receive a bonus movement when it starts in an open terrain. So if you start in a desert, it's going to have bonus movement. The unique building for Egypt is the Sphinx, and this requires the craftsmanship civic, but it yields +1 culture and +1 faith. It also gets bonuses when built adjacent to a wonder. It's a unique tile improvement, which means that you can build more than one of these as long as they're not next to each other. So as long as you build the sphinxes, on different tiles or far from each other, you can build multiple of them. And if you build them next to wonders, you get bonuses. So summing up Egypt, they're a very powerful trade civilization, and in the early game, they're capable of fast attacks as well as building wonders and focusing on wonders in the early game. So there we have it, folks. We just broke down the first 8 civilizations in Civilization 6. Now you kind of know what to expect and what the benefits and strengths and weaknesses of each civilization is. I really hope that you found this not really guide, but this information useful. If you did, please hit the like button. If you're new to this channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button so you can be updated on future Civilization 6 videos as well as other content. And I will be preparing part 2 as I gather more information on it. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.